Hello and welcome to Headlines with Delicia, and I am Delicia. So I want to understand something. When you date someone with a child or you both have kids, you meet this person with kids, you have a child, they have a child. I want to understand between this new partner and the kids, whose responsibility it is for them to get along, you know, because we must not shy away from the truth that sometimes the kids just don't put on the effort to make the relationship work, and vice versa with the new partner, that they happen not to put the effort to make the relationship work. So how do you balance this dynamics? How do you work out this new marriage relationship thing as much as you want it to work? Because you fall in love with this new person, but you also have to consider that you have kids that needs to fall in love with this person. So this is the topic that we're covering in today. All right, now let's get into the story, shall we? Read with me. I recently had a challenging experience with my girlfriend when my girlfriend babysat my two children during the September school holidays. While she's been around the kids before, it was the first time she had to care for them for an extended period. Let's assume she's been with them for maybe for weekends, but this time around it's different because they're on school holidays, so it might take more than a week or a week. On the first day, I discovered that the kids had not bathed. I did not see this coming because I think this is the first obvious thing that the caretaker of the kids will do, like bathing, feeding them, providing a clean environment for them. I think those are the basic things. But let's find out. When I asked my girlfriend about it, she explained that the kids had refused. While I let it slide, the pattern continued throughout the week. By the fourth day, I had to intervene. My eldest son told me that my girlfriend was often on her phone and didn't engage with them much. Wait, you see what I'm talking about? She, from a side of the story, she highlighted that the kids refused to bath. And the first thing I thought was, how old are the kids? If she has to tell them that they should bath and they refuse, and she just conclude everything with their, like, just take their word as final. It just makes me wonder, how old are these kids? And from their side of the story is that she's always on her phone. She doesn't give them that attention, which is true, which I could imagine could possibly be the truth. Some people literally do that. Some people spend their time on their phone. And the other truth is that women, let's just focus on the side. I'm not saying this is a fact, but it's just another perspective of things. Women tend to fall in love with a partner, right, who has a child, and maybe they don't have a child, right? They fall in love with this man, they are all set, but they struggle to fall in love with the kids. That thing does happen, like it literally happens. So I don't know, maybe she's struggling from that. Maybe, and I also wonder if she has kids, because if she doesn't have kids, maybe that could be another struggle that she has. She might be struggling from that because he doesn't have kids, he doesn't have an experience. But what was her, like, why did she agree to date someone who has kids too, at that too? Like, what was her plan? I think even herself, she's just failing this whole thing, because you can't agree to date someone with kids but fail to contribute accordingly. And I consider this the basic things, like cooking for them, bathing, and just to give them attention, because in that regard you are bonding with them. How are you going to bond with them when you don't talk to them? You just make things difficult, and even the kids will find it difficult to communicate with you. But otherwise, I'm still concerned at the age of the kids. Let's continue. I had a heart-to-heart with my girlfriend, asking if she felt overwhelmed. She admitted that she didn't have experience raising children and didn't want to be seen as forceful or strict. You see, yeah, maybe she doesn't have kids, so she doesn't know how to maneuver this situation, which is very true. And raising kids, honestly speaking, dealing with kids, it shouldn't be a first-hand experience. First-hand, I'm referring to you as a parent. Just because you have a child, you know how to deal with kids. But sometimes you can just be an aunt. You will gain that experience from just being an aunt and uncle on how to navigate the relationship with kids, how kids behave, where to find that line in between being strict and being a responsible caregiver. Because there's a fine line in there. So, as much as she doesn't have an experience, we can just cut her some slack. But otherwise, I'm still concerned that how do you go to war without preparing for that war? How do you do that? How do you agree that you're gonna do this without planning, without a plan in place? They're all saying if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You know, yes, maybe she does not have an experience with the children, with kids. She doesn't want to come across forceful or strict, but honestly speaking, is this how she envisioned the long term relationship with them? Mm, Come on, like, no, it's not gonna continue this way, you know. And the age of the kids will always play a role here. It always come into play, you know. And before I could just even finish up, I have this concern with this man who wants their new partner to take care of the kids. Where are their mother? Oh, well, guys, no, I think sometimes we are not being fair. Where's the mother? True, and that I know she did agree she was not forced, but I also want to understand from the other side of things that where is the mother? True, it's a lot. To someone who doesn't have kids. Uh-uh. All right. While I understand her perspective, I can't help but feel disappointed. I expected her to be able to handle basic childcare. You see what I was talking about? Basic childcare tasks like bathing and engaging with the children. It shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard, but I'm not going to just put it all onto her. It's okay. We won't all have experience. We won't know how, just because something is easy to me doesn't mean it'll be easy to you. Just because you know something does not mean that I know how to do it as well. We learn, you know. It's a valid concern whether she's capable of being a stepmother. I think she can't because these are basic things, bathing, engaging. Those things are very basic, fundamental things. Like if someone leaves you with a child, when they come back, they're expecting to come back to those things being taken care of. If they are not, then what have you been doing? How are you saying you are taking care of the child? Because taking care of a child literally means bathing them, feeding them, providing a clean environment for them, engaging with them. That's looking after a child. So if you don't do those things, what are you doing? Like literally, what are you doing? Hmm. But I'm still emphasizing and highlighting that we should consider where she's coming from. Maybe yes, she genuinely and innocently doesn't know, like she doesn't have any experience. Yeah. Perhaps my blind spot is expecting her to instantly adapt to the role of a stepmother. It might be unrealistic to assume that she will naturally connect with the children without any prior experience. Ultimately, open and honest communication is key. It's important to set clear expectations and work together to find solutions that benefit everyone involved. Yeah, it's true, but I think sitting down to discuss these things, it's basically teaching her how to be a mother or how to parent or how to look after a child or children. I know already it's a lot with two and that. No, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I understand she should just also go easy on herself because they highlighted that they were just here for school holidays, so it's pretty much clear that they don't stay together. So I'm going back on my word and say, where's the mother? Sorry, pardon me on that one. So it's okay. It's just the holidays. Like sometimes when you, I believe if you want to learn something, you find a positive thing around it. Like if you want to be a mother, you don't have kids. For her, she'll take this as an opportunity to learn how to be a mother, to take care of a child and a household as a whole. So she'll take that as an opportunity to learn those things, to manage a household, you know, rather than just saying, I don't know how to do this thing. Fair enough, you don't know how to do it, but the question is, do you want to do this? And I'm still concerned again with the, so I think I assume that the children are young, this age of 3 4 5, the kids tend to be so manipulative. If you're not being careful, they will drag you around. So if they're around those ages, I know how crazy they can be. So she needs to find a way to work things out. And maybe she could have taken an advantage that they don't know her and put her way through with them, because kids are very manipulative, honestly. If you don't know them, they're gonna drag you around, you'll go crazy. But otherwise, that's just my perspective on this topic, on this story. And if you could, which is obvious, this person is asking for an advice on how to go about this, how would you advise them? Do you think it's fair for the kids to do this to their stepmother, or what do you think it's fair for this stepmother, this lady, to not play her role as a stepmother to a point where she can take care of the basic things? Please let me know in the comment section. And if you found this video helpful, please do share with others. If you have not, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you never miss any episode that I'll be posting in the future. Until then, let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Thank you. Peace out to you.